My wife was secretly planning our divorce, so I moved all our assets first. When she finally filed, her plan completely backfired. I discovered Celeste's scheme purely by accident. She'd left her laptop open while showering, and a notification popped up from her divorce attorney. The preview showed enough. Asset inventory complete. Recommend filing within 30 days for maximum advantage. My stomach dropped. For months, I'd noticed small changes. She'd become secretive about finances, claiming she needed to organize our accounts. She'd started working late, supposedly on a big project. She even suggested I take that photography workshop in Colorado I'd mentioned. You never do anything for yourself, she'd said sweetly. Take a whole month. I'll handle things here. Now I understood. She wanted me gone while she positioned herself for the kill. That night, I acted normal, made dinner, asked about her day, kissed her goodnight. But inside, I was calculating. See, Celeste didn't know about my background in forensic accounting. I deliberately downplayed my expertise when we met, letting her think I was just another boring numbers guy at the insurance company. The irony was delicious. She'd married someone she thought was financially naive. Over the next week, I quietly documented everything. Her secret meetings with attorney Theodora Blackwood, the private investigator she'd hired to track my spending, the new business account she'd opened under her maiden name, screenshots of everything. She was planning to claim I'd hidden assets while painting herself as the naive wife who'd discovered my deception. The timestamps on her documents showed she'd been planning this for 8 months. Every girls' night had been strategy sessions. 2 could play that game. I spent the following weekend implementing my own strategy. Every joint asset got legally restructured. The vacation home transferred to a trust I'd established years earlier, one Celeste had forgotten about because she'd been too busy shopping to read the paperwork. Our investment accounts moved to my individual retirement accounts, completely legal since I'd inherited the initial funds from my grandfather. The business we'd built together? I triggered the dissolution clause we'd both signed, which returned each partner's original investment, plus proportional profits. Since I provided 90% of the startup capital, I got 90% back. When Celeste filed 3 weeks later, her attorney discovered their hidden assets had vanished. Legally, completely above board. The meeting was spectacular. Where's the money? Blackwood demanded, her voice rising. I slid a folder across the conference table. Every transaction documented, all legally mine. Celeste's face went white as paper. The house, in a trust dated 5 years ago. Here's the paperwork you never bothered reading. The investments, inherited funds, properly maintained in separate accounts as required by law. Blackwood frantically flipped through documents, her confidence evaporating. This is technically correct. I smiled coldly. I learned from the best. Forensic accounting teaches you to follow money trails. Amazing what people miss when they think they're the smartest person in the room. Celeste finally found her voice. You knew. For a month. Long enough to protect myself legally while you finished documenting your own attempted fraud. Her eyes filled with tears. Not remorse. Rage. The divorce proceeded quickly after that. Celeste got exactly what she'd contributed. Her personal belongings and the car she'd brought into the marriage. Our prenup, which she'd insisted on to protect us both, worked perfectly. 6 months later, I heard she'd sued Blackwood for malpractice. Apparently, competent attorneys researched their opponent's background before recommending elaborate schemes. I kept the ring. Seemed appropriate.